Whitechapel, The Valley. It's time to talk about this album. I mentioned in the last video that I was going to discuss this album next. Here we are, talking about it. Whitechapel's The Valley was released back on March 29th earlier this year. The first single we got, well, let me just say this straight up. We got 5 singles from the album, so half the album was released. Now, I'm just going to get this out there. I'm generally not a huge fan of bands releasing like half their songs, basically have an album before they release the album. It's like the whole thing of, well, did I already basically hear the album, or are we set up for a second, like this other half being like a different barrage of things, or different set of ideas, themes, you name it. But I didn't really hear all the singles. I was kind of just, after Mark of the Blade, I just kind of wasn't really connected with these guys. I did like Our Endless War. Mark of the Blade was kind of a disappointment. And these guys kind of needed a slight comeback. I mean, they were trying to do these different ideas with kind of experimenting with more clean singing, which Phil Billisman can definitely do, with more different softer elements within Whitechapel. However, it didn't quite work out with Mark of the Blade, and then they try to give it a more focused effort with The Valley. And what came about, well, I'm going to talk about right now. So the first song we got, and basically the first single we ended up getting last year, was When a Demon Defiles a Witch. Already a huge start off to the album. When a Demon Defiles a Witch starts off with ambient guitar sounds, and then it goes into a slaughterfest, basically, with the lyrics, the vocals, the instrumentation. It just all slam dunked in your face. The chorus was, at the same time, it was pure, but at the same time, it's also very just, didn't feel forced at all. This was a song that just felt like it came naturally together for these guys. And with Bozeman, the lyrics dealing with, I heard from what I've seen and heard, it was like, the whole album itself, with the lyrical concepts in general. Apparently, his mother had a lot of different personalities, and she would have a journal, and she would basically have different kind of personalities per day or some different week, and some of the writings were kind of evil. And with the album, it says on it, based on true events. So, we were in for something with this one. We kind of were just like, this is going to be a bit personal, lyrically. And we're already kicking things off. I love the slow part around the 3-minute mark or whenever it is. Phil's clean singing is absolutely underrated. He's an underrated vocalist. We're just going to get that out of the way. But When a Demon Defiles a Witch is a great start to the album. I absolutely enjoy the placement of it. It fits well. Forgiveness is Weakness is the next track. This is basically a very quick deathcore song, more of your average Whitechapel song, death metal song in general. The lyrics are once again very intense. You're going to notice with each song the lyrics are, they give a big punch, power of a punch. But this is more of a old school, quick Whitechapel song that I like how it's placed after the first song. Then we get the Brimstone. The tempo slows down a bit, and you're kind of already noticing that Whitechapel's able to pace very well. I'm also already noticing as well, like how I was just saying with the pacing, it seems like Whitechapel's starting to become a master of pacing songs. And so these guys are really just they're just, saying, hey, we want to do this and we want to go with it. Brimstone proves that point with the lyrics. Once again, I know I'm mentioning lyrics like Sleep with One Eye Open. What was it? Just the raw emotion that this album is already bringing with the first 3 songs is unbelievable. And there's a lot more to come, trust me. I liked how Brimstone was offered. It was kind of a more, I know this doesn't exist, but groove deathcore in general. It was kind of groovy how they kind of did it. I liked it. Hickory Creek is the Whitechapel ballad. I'm doing this in quotes. This is Wow, Hickory Creek blew me away. I love how Whitechapel just kind of said, alright, we're going to take things down a bit. They're able to take what they learned from trying to what they attempt to market the blades with this one, and oh my lord, Hickory Creek really proved the point that this band can write any song now. They can do it, and people are going to love it. Hickory Creek features great singing on this one. Phil Bozeman's clean voice is absolutely astounding with this one. Everything that you think could go right did go right with this song in absolutely just fantastic fashion. They didn't even try to force it with this one. It sounds like it was just carried through naturally. And so I liked it. I really, really did. The next song is Black Bear. This was another one of the singles. I think this was the third single released. This is kind of like Brimstone in a rough way. The groove of the song kind of catches you a little bit. That's about all I can really say about Black Bear. Black Bear was about another average Whitechapel song, but again, it's still strong. I haven't really lost my grip with this album yet at this point. Now, we're already 5 tracks in. This is definitely not a long album. Overall, it's 40 and a half minutes. I forgot to mention that earlier in the video, but this is 40 and a half minutes. We're already about, 20 minutes in? Or, no, I think about 18 or so. I don't know. But the second half's a little bit longer than the first half. We get into We Are One. This is a powerful song. I like how the aggression on this song is... the aggression is just somehow picking up song by song. I don't know how it's doing this, but this is when I first thought about it. The intensity in the lyrics and just the way Whitechapel was just able to go about the singing around the lyrics. They're able to make the song sound crazy with the instrumentalization. The breakdown was cool. Just a heavy, grooving track. Very intense, very, very intense. What you would generally expect from a band like Whitechapel. The next song is The Other Side. One thing I really liked with this song was the drop B notes I was hearing. Really cool. The quick-paced nature of that. The lyrics, once again, just continue to really thrust you in a direction that you didn't think you was going. The way that Phil's able to really conjure up these words along with the background. I almost forgot to mention, too, the percussive background of some of these tracks, such as We Are One, are absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, you generally expect heavy percussion in death metal and deathcore, but with Whitechapel, my god, it really blows me away. The power is unreal with this, and I'm impressed. Very, very impressed, as I should add. But The Other Side is just another continuation of what they were doing with, just kind of another continuation of kicking some ass with We Are One. Going into Third Depth, this is the third song to feature clean singing on the album, but oh boy, this was one that really was gloomy, just really kind of trudged along. It's just like they were taking you on a gloomy journey. I like how they did that with the effect with the song. They did a great job of it. Not much more to say about Third Depth other than I liked how we slowed it down a bit. It's like, alright, we want to take things a little bit down a little bit. Then we get to Lovelace. This is probably the most personal song on the album, lyrics-wise. If you're talking about lyrics, this is definitely it. Jesus. I don't know what to say, really. I was at a loss of words. Heard this song twice already, and it's just... the lyrics are so powerful. You know, losing both your parents is very, very difficult to get through. And it really shows with this song. Like the chorus and stuff. The chorus is really just unbelievable. What you hear, you're just like, oh my god. You feel for Phil. You really do, because the emotion is just streamlining through your head. You're like, oh dear. The instrumentalization behind it, it's just given that feeling that you're just trapped. You feel very trapped in this song. Not bad. That's not a bad thing. I'm saying they're giving you this effect that you're trapped and you're in a nightmare, this and that. It's very, very effective in that way. And Whitechapel just destroys your mind with this song. Um, Doomwoods is the last song, and all I'm going to say is it sounds a little bit like Diggs Road, slightly, at a slight aspect, not all the way. I like how Doomwoods kind of stays about the same tempo. Once again, their pacing is absolutely great. They're able to kind of, from the sounds of it, they really wanted that good balance of pacing with this one. With an album entitled The Valley, you're expecting like some very interesting tempo, like a mid tempo, like a moderate tempo with like gloomy stuff, and then some downright heavy hitters like Forgiveness is Weakness and We Are One, and When the Demon Defiles a Witch. But Doom Woods really kind of carries you out of that forest, and then the ending, the acoustic ending, is just like you just went through a whole man's world. I don't know, it's really weird how to explain it, but this album ended on a very just gloomy note. I don't know what else to say other than this is an experience, and this was a crazy experience. Lyrically, this is Whitechapel's most personal album, I think. This might be Whitechapel's best album, to be honest. I think it beats Arleness War. I really do. I don't know what to say. This is a hard album to grade. Having a couple songs in there that's just like old school Whitechapel, and then the more modern Whitechapel, that makes this whole album more revolutionizing than it already is. More evolutionized. This is a band that's evolutionized quite nicely. With this album, this is the one that they really wanted to do. Man. I can't, and I'm really surprised I'm even giving it the score. Right now, it's a 92 out of 100. They're perfect. 92. I was thinking 90 or 85, but I'm like, you know what? That won't do it justice. Phil poured his heart out on this album. The rest of the band followed suit. The collaborative effort was unreal. Whitechapel's The Valley is a 92 out of 100, and I'm very solidified in my decision with that. I am very, well, how do I say this? What word? I'm thinking of a word I can't even think of. I'm fine with that decision. If you have not listened to this album, you need to pick it up. You really should listen to it. You get the most powerful stuff, some of the most powerful stuff this band has offered ever in their career. The Whitechapel is going to be a band to be remembered, trust me. They are making so much good music that they have, and it's just unreal. Who knows what they're going to do for their next album? I sure can't wait. Be sure to stay tuned because the next album I will be reviewing is most likely going to be Devin Townsend's Empath. We will talk about that. Following that will be Volbeat's new album. I will be talking about Slipknot's new album this coming next weekend. You do not want to miss that review. But I want to thank you all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment what your thoughts are on this album. I want to hear your thoughts. But this is it. This is the conclusion of the review. I'll talk to you guys again soon.